Well, I was home because I just had a dental procedure done. And the dentist called me about 9 o'clock, I guess, to find out if I was all right. And I was going to get to campus late that day because I frankly had a sore jaw. And he was talking to me on the phone. He said, "Turn on your television." He said, "Something's happening at the World Trade Center." So I turned on turned on a television, and that's how I found out that it was happening. And then got in the car and drove to Drew. And when I got there, it was evident the second tower had been hit. It was evident it wasn't just random at that point, because the first time a plane hit it, assumption was maybe some kind of terrible accident. But it was then obvious that something was going to happen, that we were being attacked as a country by somebody. We didn't know who at that point. And my immediate worry was, given the location of Drew, and given the fact so many of our student bodies come from the area, from Bergen County right down through, that we would have students with parents, or brothers or sisters, or somebody who worked in the, I thought the odds of that were 90%, that we'd have some Drew students who had lost people. And it was traumatic anyway. I mean, this is to have the country attacked for the first time since the War of 1812 on our own soil. It was so the phones were all out. You couldn't communicate. So we sent runners around to the various residence halls and asked the student body if they could meet me in the forum. And so a lot of the students came. A huge number of students came. And I just talked about what I knew. I had all the information that I could get at that point. And I said, this is, because rumors fly all over the place, and say the phones were out and everything else. So I said, this is what I know. And we had some faculty members. We had the school chaplains. We had some of the nurses, psychiatrists, social workers on campus. We had everybody who might be helpful to students. And we said, they're all here and they're all available to you. And we'll meet again at, I guess, 4 o'clock in the afternoon and see what's happening again. And then we played a little music. I think we sang a little bit, maybe Amazing Grace or something. I mean, it was, and we went our own way, and it became obvious in the hours that came what was happening and what had happened. And the situation became clearer, and by the time the afternoon came, not that many students came back. And most of the Drew students, it's typical of Drew students, they only had one question: how can we help? A whole bunch of them got in cars and everything else, were heading to Jersey City in the hopes that they thought people at that point would be evacuated there. Some students made it over to New York side to see if they could help there. Just an amazing response from the student body. How can we help? And the whole reaction was good. I mean, I was worried. We had a very active, I don't know if Drew still does, we had quite an active Muslim group on campus that year. And the worry everybody had was, would the reaction, because of these terrible people who had done this awful thing, would people take it out on Muslims, just because they're Muslims? And I was very worried about that. We had a wonderful woman who was heading the Muslim group on campus that year, one of our best students, one of our best campus people. And a couple of days later, the students decided to do a candlelight march around campus. And I'd been talking to people just to make sure nothing bad was going on. And so they started at Mead Hall. Then, actually, the whole student body carrying candles marched all around campus, and they'd picked some of their favorite faculty members to make remarks at various stops as they went around campus, just about reflecting on the whole event. And then I spoke when they got back to Mead Hall. And when the procession formed up, I looked in front, and there was a young woman who was head of the Muslim student organization right up front, marching with the head of Hillel. And I thought, this campus is going to have no problems because of the quality of the students who were here and the way they're reacting. So they made me very, very proud that day.